Your mind is like a window. When it's covered in dust and clutter, it's hard to see the beauty outside. Thoughts of fear, doubt, and worry are like that dust. They cloud your vision and make it difficult to trust life's natural flow. But just like a window can be cleaned, so can your mind. When you gently wipe away the unnecessary thoughts, the light of clarity shines through. Many people don't realize how much mental clutter they carry. Old memories of regret, worries about the future, self-doubt, and negative self-talk fill the mind like stacks of forgotten papers in a crowded room. With so much noise, how can you hear the whispers of your inner wisdom? The truth is, clarity and peace are always available to you. They are not things you need to chase. They are already within you, waiting for you to remove the distractions. Mental clutter often comes from years of conditioning. As children, we were free. We laughed without hesitation, trusted without fear, and lived in the present moment. But over time, we absorbed the fears of others. We were taught to worry, to seek approval, and to doubt ourselves. We learned to replay past mistakes in our minds and to fear things that haven't even happened yet. But what if you could unlearn those habits? What if you could return to that natural state of peace where your mind is open and your heart is light? It is possible. Right now, in this moment, you have the power to choose a new way of thinking. You don't have to carry the weight of the past. You don't have to let the future make you anxious. You can decide right now to allow clarity to take the place of confusion. Your thoughts are not permanent. They are like clouds in the sky, always moving, always changing. You can choose which thoughts to keep and which ones to let go of. You don't have to believe every thought that enters your mind. Instead, you can step back and observe. You can ask yourself, does this thought serve me? Does it bring me peace? If the answer is no, you can gently release it, just like exhaling a deep breath. When you clear your mental fog, life becomes lighter. You stop overcomplicating things. You stop seeking answers outside of yourself and start trusting the wisdom that has been within you all along. You no longer feel stuck because your mind is free to see new possibilities. And most importantly, you allow joy and peace to flow effortlessly into your life. Say to yourself, I choose to clear my mind of unnecessary thoughts. I welcome clarity, peace, and wisdom into my life. Within you, there is a deep well of wisdom. It is the quiet voice that nudges you in the right direction. It is the peaceful knowing that exists beyond logic, beyond fear, and beyond the noise of the world. Some call it intuition. Some call it inner guidance. But no matter what name you give it, it is always there, ready to lead you toward your highest good. Many people have lost touch with this inner wisdom because they have become too focused on the outside world. They listen to the opinions of others more than their own inner voice. They allow fear and doubt to drown out their intuition. They think too much, analyze too much, and forget to simply feel. But your inner guidance is always speaking to you. It speaks in moments of stillness. It speaks when you feel a deep sense of knowing, even when you can't explain why. It speaks when something doesn't feel right, or when something fills your heart with excitement. The problem isn't that intuition isn't there. The problem is that most people are too distracted to hear it. Think of your mind as a lake. When the water is still, you can see straight to the bottom. But when the water is disturbed, when it is filled with ripples and waves, everything becomes unclear. Your inner senses work the same way. When your mind is cluttered with worry, stress, and overthinking, your intuition is hard to recognize. But when you allow your mind to become still, your inner wisdom becomes clear. You don't need to force this process. You don't need to struggle to find your intuition. It has never left you. You simply need to create space for it. This means stepping away from noise and distractions. It means taking quiet moments for yourself, not to scroll through your phone, not to replay old conversations, but to simply be. Sit in stillness and take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? What is the next right step for me? Then listen, not with your mind, but with your heart. Pay attention to the feelings that arise, the subtle guidance that comes through. You may not hear an immediate answer, but trust that it will come. And when it does, it will feel like truth. Your intuition is like a compass. It always points you in the direction of your highest good. When you learn to trust it, you no longer feel lost. You no longer need to seek validation from the world because you have all the answers within. You are guided. You are supported. You are always on the right path. Say to yourself, I trust my inner wisdom. My intuition always leads me to what is best for me. Imagine carrying a backpack filled with heavy rocks. Each rock represents an old thought that no longer serves you. Thoughts of self-doubt, thoughts of regret, thoughts of fear. Now imagine how much lighter you would feel if you simply set the backpack down. This is what happens when you let go of the mental weight you've been carrying. Most of the thoughts that create stress and worry are not necessary. They are habits, thoughts you've repeated so many times that they feel like the truth. But they are not the truth. They are just patterns. And like any habit, they can be changed. Start by becoming aware of the thoughts you think most often. Do you tell yourself that life is hard? That you are not enough? That things never work out for you? These thoughts may feel automatic, but they are not permanent. You have the power to replace them with thoughts that uplift and support you. Instead of thinking, I'll never succeed, tell yourself, every day I am growing and learning. Instead of thinking, I'm not good enough, say, I am worthy of all good things. Instead of thinking, life is so stressful, remind yourself, I choose peace in every moment. At first, your mind may resist these new thoughts. It may try to pull you back into the old patterns. This is normal, but the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Letting go of old thoughts is like cleaning out a closet. At first, it feels overwhelming. You may wonder if you should hold on to certain things just in case. But as you let go, you realize how much space you've created. You realize how much lighter you feel. And soon, you don't even miss what you've let go of. The same is true for mental clutter. Once you start releasing thoughts that don't serve you, you will wonder why you ever held on to them in the first place. Your mind will feel clearer. Your heart will feel lighter. And you will begin to see life through a new lens, one that is filled with possibility rather than limitation. Say to yourself, I release every thought that no longer serves me. I make space for clarity, peace, and joy. Your mind is like a flowing river. When the water moves freely, it nourishes everything in its path. But when the river is blocked by debris, fallen branches, rocks, and dirt, the flow is disrupted. It slows down. It becomes stagnant. The same thing happens when your thoughts are cluttered with worry, fear, and self-doubt. Your energy, which is meant to move smoothly through life, gets stuck. Have you ever felt mentally exhausted even though you didn't do anything physically tiring? That's what happens when your mind is filled with too much noise. You may wake up feeling drained, as if you've been carrying a heavy load in your sleep. You may struggle to make decisions because your mind is tangled with conflicting thoughts. You may feel as though something is holding you back, even though you can't see what it is. Cluttered thinking doesn't just affect your mind, it affects your entire life. When your thoughts are scattered, your emotions feel unsteady. When you hold on to negativity, your body feels heavier. When your energy is blocked, you attract more confusion and struggle. But just as a river can be cleared, so can your mind. You don't need to force it. You don't need to control every thought. You simply need to let go of what isn't serving you. One of the biggest blocks to your energy is fear. Fear keeps you stuck in the same patterns, replaying the same thoughts, making the same choices. It convinces you that change is risky and that staying where you are is safer. But fear is an illusion. It is only as powerful as you allow it to be. Instead of feeding fear, shift your focus to trust. Trust that life is always guiding you. Trust that you don't need to have all the answers right now. Trust that when you release cluttered thoughts, clarity will take their place. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine your mind as a wide, open sky. Clouds of fear and worry may pass, but they do not stay. They drift away, making space for the light to shine through. Say to yourself, I allow my thoughts to flow freely. I trust in the wisdom of life. My energy moves with ease and grace. The world is full of voices telling you who to be, what to do, and how to live. From the moment you wake up, you are bombarded with messages on the news, on social media, from family and friends. Everyone has an opinion. But not all voices are meant for you. Your true guidance does not come from outside. It comes from within. Too often, people ignore their inner voice because they have been taught to seek validation from others. They ask for advice before trusting themselves. They look for approval before making a move. They second-guess their feelings because they fear making the wrong choice. But no one else can know what is right for you as deeply as you do. Your intuition is your inner compass. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. It speaks softly, through feelings, nudges, and quiet knowing. When something is right for you, it feels natural, peaceful, and expansive. When something is wrong, it feels heavy, forced, or uneasy. But when your mind is filled with outside noise, your intuition becomes harder to hear. It gets drowned out by fear, self-doubt, and the pressure to please others. If you've ever ignored your gut feeling, only to later regret it, you know how powerful your inner wisdom truly is. The good news is, you can reconnect with it. You can turn down the volume of the outside world and tune in to the guidance that has always been within you. Take a moment to breathe deeply. Place your hand on your heart. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? What feels right for me? Listen, the answer may not come as words. It may come as a feeling, a deep sense of knowing. Trust it. You don't need to explain or justify your choices to anyone. You don't need to follow the path that others expect you to take. Your life is yours to create. And when you trust your inner wisdom, you will always be guided in the right direction. Say to yourself, I trust my inner voice. I am guided by my own wisdom. The answers I seek are already within me. Worry is a habit, and like any habit, it can be unlearned. Many people believe that worrying helps them prepare for the worst, but in reality, it only drains energy and creates unnecessary stress. The truth is, most of the things you worry about never even happen, and the ones that do, you handle them when they come. Overthinking is like spinning in circles. You go over the same thoughts again and again, but you never get anywhere. You analyze, you second guess, you imagine all the worst case scenarios. But in the end, you are just exhausting yourself. What if, instead of overthinking, you chose to trust? What if, instead of worrying, you believed that everything is unfolding exactly as it should? Imagine you're holding a tightrope in your hands, pulling it so hard that your muscles ache. That rope represents control, the need to have everything figured out, the fear of making mistakes. Now imagine slowly releasing your grip. The tension disappears. Your body relaxes. This is what happens when you let go of worry. Letting go does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you ignore responsibility. It simply means you stop carrying the unnecessary weight of things you cannot change. Whenever you find yourself overthinking, take a deep breath and ask, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it is not helping, let it go. Replace it with something that brings peace instead. Instead of thinking, what if something goes wrong? Ask, what if everything works out beautifully? Instead of fearing the unknown, remind yourself, life always supports me. Instead of trying to control everything, affirm, I trust that all is well. When you release worry, you make space for solutions. When you stop overthinking, you allow life to flow naturally. And when you trust, you open yourself up to miracles. Say to yourself, I release the need to control. I trust that everything is working out for my highest good. Peace fills my mind and heart. Most of the stress and confusion in life comes from not being fully present. We are either reliving the past or worrying about the future. We replay old mistakes, wondering what we could have done differently. Or we project into the future, imagining all the things that could go wrong. In both cases, we are not truly living. We are trapped in thoughts that have no real power over us. But the present moment is the only place where life actually happens. Right now, in this moment, you are breathing, you are safe, you are alive. Nothing from the past is controlling you unless you let it. Nothing from the future is threatening you unless you invite it into your thoughts. Think of the mind like a pendulum, swinging between past and future. When it swings too much, you feel restless, anxious, and overwhelmed. But when you bring it back to the center, when you focus on the now, you find peace. Take a deep breath. Feel the air entering your lungs. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice the sensations in your body. This moment is all there is, and in this moment, all is well. Living in the present does not mean ignoring the past or never planning for the future. It simply means not allowing them to steal your peace. When you stay present, you make better decisions. You experience more joy. You find that life is not as complicated as your mind makes it seem. If you ever feel lost in overthinking, remind yourself, right now, in this moment, I am okay. I am safe. I am exactly where I need to be. The more you practice presence, the more natural it becomes. You will notice that your mind becomes quieter, your stress levels decrease, and you begin to see the beauty in everyday moments because you are finally here to experience them. Say to yourself, I choose to live fully in the present. I embrace each moment with love and gratitude. Gratitude is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to clear mental clutter. When you focus on what you are thankful for, your mind naturally shifts away from stress, worry, and negativity. You begin to see abundance instead of lack. You start noticing the small joys that you once overlooked. Many people believe that they will feel grateful once they achieve certain things. More money, better health, happier relationships. But gratitude does not come after happiness. Gratitude creates happiness. When you choose to appreciate what you have right now, you invite more good into your life. A cluttered mind is filled with complaints about what's missing, what's wrong, and what could be better. But a grateful mind is filled with appreciation. It looks for the good in every situation. It understands that even challenges bring growth. Start a simple gratitude practice. Every day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They don't have to be big. Sometimes the smallest things bring the most joy. A warm cup of tea, a kind smile from a stranger, the comfort of your home. As you do this, you will notice something beautiful happening. Your mind becomes clearer, your heart becomes lighter, and your life feels richer. Gratitude is a choice. You don't need to wait for perfect conditions to feel it. You can feel it now. Say to yourself, I am grateful for all the good in my life. The more I appreciate, the more blessings I receive. Your thoughts create your reality. Every time you think a thought, you are planting a seed. When you think positive, loving thoughts, you create a life filled with peace and abundance. When you think fearful, negative thoughts, you create more stress and struggle. The good news is, you can choose which thoughts to plant. You can replace worry with trust. You can replace doubt with confidence. You can replace confusion with clarity. Affirmations are a powerful tool for this. When you repeat positive statements, they begin to reprogram your mind. They help you clear out old beliefs and replace them with new ones that support your growth. Here are some affirmations to help you cut through mental clutter. I clear my mind of all worry and fear. I allow my intuition to guide me effortlessly. I trust that everything is working out for my highest good. My mind is peaceful, my heart is open, and my path is clear. Speak these words with feeling. Say them in the morning, before bed, or whenever you feel your mind becoming cluttered. Over time, they will become second nature. And when your thoughts align with peace, your life will reflect it. Every day you have a choice. You can hold on to mental clutter, allowing worry, doubt, and stress to weigh you down. Or you can choose clarity. You can choose peace. You can choose to trust that life is always guiding you in the right direction. Your inner wisdom has always been there, waiting for you to listen. Your intuition is strong. Your mind is powerful. And your heart knows the way. You are not here to struggle with overthinking. You are here to live fully, to embrace joy, and to trust in the beauty of the present moment. Breathe deeply, smile gently. Know that you are exactly where you need to be. The universe supports you always. Say to yourself, I release all mental clutter. I welcome peace, clarity, and wisdom into my life.